We will continue to see what we can do with the imported geometries. So I will select the bracket here and right click, go to Part Properties. Here we see that there are two modeling kernels, Parasolid and ACES. This means that you can import geometries that are made in Parasolid or ACES, and ACES files has the extension SAT, and Parasolid is the default modeling kernel. This means also that if one of the important parts doesn't work properly with Parasolid selected, it may work better with ACES selected. So we see that IronCAD is a powerful CAD program because it is equipped with two modeling kernels and you can switch between them when necessary. But I will click Cancel here. So what possibilities do we have to make changes to this bracket? It is a Parasolid and it looks like a sheet metal part, and it was a sheet metal part when it was made in another CAD program, but now it is a solid part. So when it is selected, I turn on the TriBall, and I will also right click and hold this handle and push, and then I will drop it here to copy this bracket, and I'll click OK, then turn off the TriBall. Then I select this bracket here, and then I will hide unselected parts. So I press Ctrl Alt Space and also move the camera to fit scene. This bracket is a solid part, but it is also a BRep, boundary representation. So you see these yellow edges that defines the limits of this bracket. And just as we did with the bolt, you can click on the faces or the surfaces until you come to face and edge level. For instance, if I click this surface here, select it in face and edge level, you can right click and choose, for instance, Edit Face Radius or Faces to IntelliShape. And if I select Faces to IntelliShape and go over to the scene browser, we see that now it has changed to an extrude. So now I can right click the extrude here and choose Edit Cross Section, and I can change this hole. I have set to display all here. Perhaps you have another setting. So here you can change the size of the hole, or you can change it to a totally different design if you want to. But I will deselect and right click and go to Cancel Drawing. You can also grab this handle to change the diameter, or you can also right click the handle and go to Edit Distance from Center Point, and I will select this edge and type 30, for instance, like so. So there are possibilities to change the design of these imported geometries. But the question is, what else can I do to make some changes? Can I change the location of these two bands? Yes, that's possible. To do that, you have to go to face and edge level. So I will come down here to select face. Then I will select this face first, and I will soon tell you why I selected it first. Then I will shift select this blend and shift select this one, this side, and this blend. So now when they are selected, I turn on the TriBall. And the reason why I selected this side first is that the TriBall will be placed at the same level as the first selected side. So now I can right click this handle and choose Edit Distance from Point, and I will select this side here. Here I will type 30 and hit enter. And now we see a preview how it will look like when I click OK. So I come up here to click Apply and Exit, and it will look like this. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is to use Smart Dimension. But first we will convert these surfaces to blend, and I come down here to select face, and I will select this face here, shift select the other one here on the other side, right click and go to Faces to IntelliShape, and now we have two blends here. So now we will use the Smart Dimension to change the location of this band. But now it is important that we are in face and edge level to do that. So I will come down here first to select face and select this face here. When it is selected, I come up here to select Smart Dimension, and then when I hover the cursor over this side, you see that the cursor has an arrow and a blue icon. That means that I'm in face and edge level or face and edge mode. So I will place the first extension line here, then I will place the second extension line on this side, like so, and then we need another dimension on the outside. So if I hover the cursor here, it seems like I'm in face and edge mode because this side is highlighted in green. As you see, the cursor doesn't look like it is in face and edge mode. So I will press escape here to exit the command. Then I come down here to select face and select this side. Now I can come up here to select Smart Dimension. And now when I hover the cursor over this side, you see that the cursor is an arrow and has a blue icon. So now I'm in face and edge mode. So I will click here to add the first extension line, and then I will click here to add the second extension line, and then press escape to exit the command. Then I deselect and select the bracket, and now we see these two dimensions. So now I can double click this dimension and change that to 30 and hit enter, and it will change. Then I double click the other dimension and type 35 and hit enter. So now we have moved the two bands. So I will move the camera to this side. Because this is not a sheet metal part, you cannot use the sheet metal features to make some changes, but you can use the shapes you have in the starter catalog. So I will drag an extrude shape and drop it here on the center point of this edge, and I will grab this lower handle here and snap it to this edge here at the bottom. Then I grab this handle to snap to the top here, and right drag this handle to change it in both directions and drop it there and type 80 and hit enter. And I will also change the length here or the width to 30 and hit enter. So now this part is now a feature of the bracket. Then we will add a band, and we do that with extrude shape. I will drag an extrude shape, drop it here on the midpoint of the edge, and I will do it like this. I will grab this handle and drop it here on the top. I will snap it to the top, and I have to grab this handle and drag it a bit in this direction. Then I grab this handle, snap it to this side, and then I will select this handle and type 5 and hit enter. Right drag this handle to change it in both directions and snap it to this side here, and change the height, select the handle and change it to 30 and hit enter. And then we have to add a couple of blends. So I will select the bracket, use the S key to select blend, and I will select this edge here, and I will change that to 5 and hit enter once. Then I will select this edge here, and when it is selected here, I will change that to 10 and hit enter, and then enter again to confirm the command. So now we have modified this bracket a little bit. So now I would like to have this as an unfolded part. It isn't a sheet metal part, so you cannot just select it and right click and unfold it. So you have to come up here to sheet metal tab, and here you have a command, solid surface flat pattern from faces. So I will select this command, come over to the properties, and here I will choose custom stock and select this face here, the bottom, and IronCAD will now recognize that the thickness is 5 millimeters, and it will also select all faces that are connected to the selected surface. So when it is selected, I come up here, select OK, and now I have an unfolded part. I select it, turn on the TriBall, and I will move it downward a bit, like so, and turn off the TriBall. So this is how we can unfold an imported part. So there are possibilities to make some changes to an imported part or imported geometries, but there are even more possibilities, and we will see that in the next video.